Getting ready. Just about ready. I know, I have some exciting friends. Hi. Okay, hold on. You get to do your thing in a second. You get to do your thing in a second. Hi, I'm Cheryl Fisher, and I'm an educator for Cedar Run Wildlife Refuge. And I'm at home today. I'm on my way out to work the animal hospital a little bit later, but I've been teaching this week. I'm a biology teacher, and this week we've really been finishing up with our unit on domestication of the dog. And what we are struggling with is what's the difference between domestication and just taming an animal. So at Cedar Run, we have 60 resident animals that do live with us comfortably. They are not fearful of visitors. You guys can come and visit them every day. And these animals are not domesticated. So often we hear visitors going, oh, look at this domesticated vulture or this domesticated owl. It's not that at all. So today we're going to talk about domestication versus habituation or even imprinting. So we're going to learn about a few of these things. And what I'm going to show you are a few of my members at my home as well. They're going to help illustrate the difference between this. So Chachi over here, come over here, come on, come over here. Siented. Good boy. So hopefully you guys get to see him. And I am going to turn this around because I love my boy. So this is Chachi. Now Chachi will do just about anything for food. And Chachi is not a wild animal, but he is, as you can see, very focused on food. But he is very focused on this food. He is a working dog, and he has been domesticated. He's Spitz, and he has been domesticated after thousands of years. This animal is now a working dog, so he will work for food. So you're gonna lie down because it's hot, right? Okay, so let's see if he'll do the hokey pokey. Up. All right, good boy. You're gonna do the horse? All right, that's his horse. Okay, hokey pokey and bow. Good. Okay, good job. So I gave him a chickpea, and that's what he wants to be happy. That's it. And then over here, I have shark bait and ooh-ha-ha. Yes, shark bait is the orange one, and ooh-ha-ha is the white and gold one. So these animals, these fish, have also been selectively bred, which is how we got the dog, for these ridiculous traits. So these are not traits that would benefit them out in the wild, just like Chachi has these traits of long hair, which are not beneficial in this heat. Right, buddy? All right. So I'm going to turn this around and see if we can get to my next thing. Sorry, guys. Whoop. I'm sorry. And I actually have you up on a bird cage because it's going to help. So I'm going to let the dog inside. There you go. Sorry, guys. I'm just doing this by myself, and I have a couple of friends here that are adding to the crazy. So what we're going to talk about today, oh great, it's backwards. I love that. So if my camera was on the other way, it would work. But you guys may have seen these pictures of the fox and the coyote that have come into Cedar Run. Now these are the wild type dogs that we still have in New Jersey. Now these animals cannot be tamed. And yes, I have somebody else here. So they can be habituated, which is part of, it's not your turn yet. You're gonna have to wait. So, hi Heather. So coyotes and foxes are our local wild dogs. So we have to be very careful with their care at our animal hospital to make sure that they're not habituated. So they don't become domesticated in just like that, just from getting used to being fed by people. But over thousands of years, you can get what we have as a Chihuahua or a Chachi dog. We have a Spitz. So many different things. Of course, I have a little slideshow to help me. That's not going to help you at all because it's backwards. The dog, 10,000 years ago was our first domesticated animal. But here, we like to keep lots of things as pets, and we use domesticated animals for food. And one of the food animals, not my food animal, but one of our food animals is Billie Jean here. She's being ridiculous. So, yes. So chickens, I'm going to cheat here. Okay, so turkeys were one of the last animals to be domesticated, but chickens here, this is Billie Jean. Say hi, Billie. Oh yeah, she loves to chat it up. So a wild animal shouldn't be comfortable with being petted or cuddling or talking. These guys are selectively bred to not mind being in captivity. So you can't tame a domestic animal. They're already domesticated. They're already tame, they just need to be trained. So this animal, I know, say hello. She loves looking at herself, guys. She loves it. And you can see how she has some of those traits from her ancestors. I'll show you a picture. You can kind of see she has those gross dinosaur feet. Yes, I know. I know. But we selectively bred them to have beautiful feathers like this, or to use them for food. So you can see how enormous this bird is. I mean, she's a pretty big bird. So she can't fly, which is also one of the ways that we selectively bred them. I know. So we selectively bred them from a wild type chicken. Yep. Oh, you're still looking at yourself? Yes, you are. That's you over there. So Billie Jean, she's a Brahma, and she's bred for her size. She's not bred for this weather either, so I have to make sure that she's cool. She gets hot very easy. Okay, I'm going to put you back inside because I have somebody else to show, okay? Can I put you back inside? I'm going to put her back inside. She doesn't live inside. She lives outside in the coop. But right now, she just makes a lot of noise. There you go. I know. Say hello. All right, I'm going to put you right here. Good job, Chachi. So with so many animals, you can see, you don't have to look at the words, but you can see that there's animals here. So the dog was the first one that was domesticated. I know it's not focusing on it. And then this is the most recent, so we have the duck. There you go. Even horses weren't domesticated as long ago as that dog. So they all have a common ancestor with a wild animal. So you can't domesticate a wolf, but you can selectively breed it for traits to create a new subspecies, which is our domestic dog. So something else that we have, you may have seen these. So it's backwards. So 5,000 to 10,000 years ago, we also domesticated pigeons. So this looks more like that common ancestor of the other pigeon. But then we have what we have commonly in cities are rock doves. So here in the United States, those are an introduced European species, bred for its beauty, bred for its trainability. And some of those are really the traits that we really need to have. So domestic animals have to have, you're not going to see this, sorry guys, I tried. Domesticated animals have to have 6 traits. So they have to have an appetite, like you saw with Chachi. He is motivated by food. He has to want food. Like chickens, I can get them to do anything for scraps. They have to mature very quickly. and we have to interact with them during that quick time, which is also a trait of foxes and coyotes. They don't mature very quickly, but they have that period of time where they become habituated. So if they're not hanging out with their fox brothers or mothers, that we have to make sure that they stay wild and that they don't rely on people for food. They have to have a willingness to breed in captivity to be domesticated. Now, the goldfish behind me, these are carp, and they breed readily, and they're an invasive species in a lot of our natural waterways. And they were selectively bred for their beauty, and they don't have a problem breeding in captivity. We have plenty of goldfish in the world. And they have to be docile. Now, animals that are wild generally aren't docile by nature. So the animals that you see that we travel with, that we educate with, it takes a lot of hard work. They aren't docile to start, and we have to make sure that they are comfortable being captive. So they also have to have really strong nerves, so loud noises. I've got chainsaws going on out here. We had a terrible storm. I'm sure you guys did too. And they have to just have a nature that conforms to a social hierarchy. So think of wolves. You know, they have a pack mentality. Somebody's the boss, and then somebody's the omega. Chickens, Billie Jean is the bottom of the rung. This is my rooster. Now, he is my original chicken. He is not a chicken at all. He has been selectively bred. Hello there. So we're going to see what he has to say. Yeah, I know. So this is Halo. Now, Halo is just like those rock doves. Those pigeons that you see. Hi. You going to say hi? Yeah, say hi. He's a little dirty because he lives outside. Yeah, say hello. There you go. He's dirty. Well, being a white bird, you know, you can see how dirty they get. But Halo, he is a pigeon. He was selectively bred for food. So he's a king pigeon. You can see he's a very large pigeon. And while we don't take domestic animals, you can see that this animal, you're going to go over there? Okay. You're going to go over there? He says that's out. Oh, thank you. I'm glad he did that because he just made a mess. I know. So Halo came to us at Cedar Run, and unfortunately we don't take domestic animals. So, bleeding heart here. He got to stay with me. We don't know why he ended up in the parking lot, but he is a food pigeon. So people that eat squab would eat this beautiful bird. Now, Halo is a very friendly, docile animal. You can see that he doesn't mind being held. But he is part of his hierarchy. So being a bird, he is the boss of his harem out there. He does live with other pigeons, and he lives with some chickens. So he bosses those chickens around. You're a good boy. Yep. So I'm going to let him go. Go ahead. Don't want to go. So you're going to go? Show them. Yeah. He's also been trained, so he will go from perch to perch. And he just loves people. So that he is not like the kind that are in the park, even though they get used to being hand-fed. You know, you can throw them food. Generally, you can't catch them. Halo just lets me pick him up. Hi. I know. So I don't see any questions coming through. And I'm going to show you some differences that we have done recently for chickens. Can you get down, please? Come on, get down. Just let him down. So you can see what we did. So for food reasons, this is what our chickens looked like in 1957, and this is what they look like in 2005. But you can see those variations of traits just in chickens. You can get them just for crazy feathers or just those beautiful long feathers. And you doing? Sorry, he's distracting me. But that's how we got the variation of animals that we have as far as cattle, chickens, and dogs as pets. But none of the animals that we have at Cedar Run have been domesticated. Now, animals like Phoebe, if you go to cedarrun.org, you can navigate to our residence. You can actually virtually adopt our animals. It's cycling. So you can virtually adopt our animals and help pay for their care, because we do have 60 animals on site. And of course, everything is going super slow because I'm out back. But if you wanted to adopt one of our resident animals, it is still no. Not a touchscreen, guys. Not a touchscreen. So this is the history. You can visit, you can take a look at our programs, you can get involved, and you can see our events. But you can also adopt an animal, like I said. So Phoebe, our skunk, a lot of people are saying, you know, does she exist? Of course she does. She's just nocturnal, and she's still a wild animal. Not domesticated at all. And Halo's just having a good old time over here. And none of our animals are essentially tame, but the birds that we have, they are imprinted because they were mostly cared by people before they brought them in. So it's really important when you find a baby animal that you get it to a rehabilitator right away, because these are not pets. Exotic pets is a whole nother thing. I do have parrots. Those are exotic pets. So those have not been selectively bred to look different than their ancestors. But that's a whole nother story. So just know that Halo's gonna go through the window. I don't want him to do that. Hello, buddy. He thinks the windows are open, and you know, birds and windows. So just know that through selective breeding, we do have wonderful pets. But if you find a wild animal, it is really important to not treat them like pets. Clearly, this animal is not going to survive out in the wild. You see that this is not a trait that is going to hide him from predators. But all these animals that were blown out of trees, make sure that you're giving them their best chance for survival, and you get them to a rehabilitator, because our mission is to keep them wild and to not tame them through habituation or imprinting. So like my dog, I got him when he's a puppy, so I habituated him, or he became comfortable around me. Not that he had to be domesticated right then and there. He didn't really have to be tamed. He just needed to be trained. Just like this animal, he didn't need to be tamed. The second that I got him, he was a young bird. He didn't really need to be tamed. He just needed to be trained. And you see that he's a pretty good bird. So if you guys have any questions, just make sure that you leave them in the comments, and I'll try to go back and answer them, because I don't always see them when they come through. And I hope you enjoyed what I got to share. A little bit of home for you guys. So now I get to go to the animal hospital. So make sure you get those animals to the wildlife hospital as soon as you know that they're orphaned or injured. And please don't keep them as exotic pets. They prefer to stay wild. That's the best care for them. So thanks, guys. I'll see you later. See you next Saturday. Say goodbye. Yeah? Say goodbye.